Teresa asks, and Jason, we can go with you since you're on my screen right now. Teresa says, or Therese, investment is an issue. What can or should be done to increase investment in innovation in the field? Without willingness to invest, innovation in this space will stall. What do you think should be done to convince investors that this is the path to success for many patients?
Yeah, I think it's having, I would say it's having most like viable ways of doing that investment, right? Like it's really challenging for like equipment or bioreactor innovation companies to take a product all the way through from concept to prototype to ready for manufacture, and then find acceptance of that in the marketplace. Because I think, like Emily would tell you, the first thing she would ask any new bioreactor, guy is like, well, has anyone else ever used it before? And if the answer is no, like, okay, I don't really want to be the first. And then the second question is, hey, if it works really well in the lab and someone's used it before, have they ever done clinical with it? And if the answer is no, like, okay, I don't want to necessarily be the first clinical person. And then if it's in clinical, has anyone ever used it for commercial? And so this is part of what I say about we need to create vehicles that accelerate innovation. And so, one thing, so CTMC is a joint venture between National Resilience and MD Anderson Cancer Center. And part of the concept was, how can we bring, robust industrial processes closer to academics, where a lot of innovation and product innovation comes from new product ideas, and merge those two together at an earlier stage with the exact intention of accelerating those innovations, moving through IND-enabling studies and FDA interactions, and getting into the clinic. And so I think things like CTMC are a little bit what's missing, is like, where are the vehicles that investors who want to invest in this space can find a way to accelerate that innovation?
Great, thank you, Jason.
The other comment I would add to this, I agree with everything that Jason just highlighted, and the reality is, I think when you're talking about a lot of this innovation is coming out of small biotech companies, right? And they do one thing really well to the exclusion of many other things, and they have to partner to get those other pieces of the puzzle that they're missing. And so, it may be that a team has an incredibly innovative concept for a new drug, but they don't have the manufacturing expertise. So where do they go to get to the manufacturing expertise? Well, they go to a CDMO. And what do those CDMOs have to offer? Well, typically they're going to be offering sort of a standard, kind of whatever is the industry standard kind of way of doing things at the moment. And so, I think the challenge is then, to Jason's point, how do you get those manufacturing innovations paired up with the new drugs, where probably early in development, there's more of an appetite to kind of partner and do something innovative, on two fronts than there necessarily would be, later on once things are a little bit more locked in. But I think to Jason's point, that the innovator CDMO, I would characterize as probably a pretty uncommon business model.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to address a certain challenge, right? And it needs to do, something that not everybody is doing. So I think that's what attracts investors. Like, is this, and it has to be significant enough, right? And there are some programs from FDA, like CATS and AMT, where people can discuss with FDA, so even a company that doesn't have a lot of experience in the regulatory area, they could still come and talk to FDA, and FDA gives them advice. For CATS, I think it's like 30% of the submissions are accepted. So it's not everyone, but if you are novel enough, then you have those benefits to discuss that with the FDA.